Hello YouTubers, my name is X Factor. Welcome to Wookie Wednesdays, and as you can see, we're loading up an AK-5C with the suppressor with Dat Biocam in the Cookie Monster on the side, and we're playing, I think, what's becoming my favorite map for the China Rising DLC. This is some Conquest on Guilin Peaks, and this map has that Vietnam Bad Company 2 DLC feeling to it. I really like it. As you can tell, I'm a bush Wookie. There are tons of bushes. There's all these little villages, huts, and all these different little elevation changes that act as cover. And here's the knock for the suppressor. As I was trying to lead those targets, I missed a little bit because you have to lead more. Whenever you use a suppressor, it drastically slows down the velocity of the bullet and can cause more drop. So if somebody's point blank, doesn't really matter. But if they're moving really fast side to side, or if they're at longer distances and strafing at all or trying to run, you'll see me kind of struggle adjusting for that lead because I'm used to not using a suppressor anymore. Over the weekend, I usually film Wookie Wednesdays. You're probably thinking, wait, it's Thursday, X Factor. What the heck's going on? Well, I almost died over the weekend. For those of you who do not know, I have severe asthma. Ridiculous. As a child, it almost killed me a ton of times, and I spent a ton of time in the hospital. 5-day, 7-day, 10-day, 2-week trips left and right. They got a lot better once I was 19 or 20. But unfortunately, as I grew out of most of my triggers and got off most of the drugs, whenever I get really sick, the asthma gets super fired up. So we went to Thanksgiving on Thursday, spent a lot of time with the family and the girls. Come back home and my asthma starts going. It's like, well, the missus, her family's got some dogs. Maybe I'm allergic to dogs now, but I used to have dogs as a kid. Well, your allergies can change. Get home, the asthma's fired up. Wake up in the middle of the night, aches, pains, chills, cold sweat, the whole 9 yards. Asthma is raging. I can't breathe. My eyes are massively wide because I'm freaking out, trying to run to the kitchen to start popping some medicine and do some inhalers and a nebulizer and just get on that cycle, doing a nebulizer every 3 to 4 hours. And for those of you who don't know what that is, that's where I put a breathing treatment in my mouth and suck on that for literally 10 to 15 minutes. It is heaven in an aerosol. It literally really helps me out. And unfortunately, just the flu would have been fine. The aches, the pains, the chills, the I'm burning up 1 minute, I'm freezing my ass off the other minute, would have been fine. But the asthma part makes it ridiculous. And I'm trying to hide from this bush Wookie, and I can see his glint, who's got a bead on me. I didn't want to show myself knowing I was spotted, so I kind of just sat back, and I'm trying to work my way because I think there's two back there. Last thing I want to do is give them distance, which gives them advantage. I want to get up close and personal. If I was running the defensive perk, I would be able to take one shot to the chest point blank, a bolt action, and survive it. And the defensive perk also saves you and causes them to hit you with an extra bullet with pretty much every handgun, carbine, assault rifle, shotgun in the game. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link that down below about how the defensive perk works. It's absolutely amazing in the right situation. So I didn't survive that. And there you see me messing around with the shorty 12G. So I make it through the weekend, which I usually film the Wookie series with other people. I've showcased other friends playing the game. It's been kind of ridiculous the last couple weeks. Well, I was dead to the world. I literally moved from the couch to the bed and did as much sleeping as possible because the asthma takes so much energy out of you while coughing up lungs. It's ridiculous. You know, it's so bad that my asthma gets so rough that I just don't cough up phlegm, as you would call it. My lungs get so irritated and raw, usually I end up looking like Doc Holliday at the end of Tombstone and coughing up a little blood. You know, and then obviously your head hurts, you're coughing so hard. And it's not just one cough, it's fits of 4, 5, 6 coughs. And then you take a couple breaths and then you repeat it again. And whenever you go to sleep, it gets much worse because of the fact that your natural body's epinephrine levels are lowering and you're sitting still and all this stuff is settling in your lungs. So when you're going to sleep, it's literally concentration of every single breath on not to cough, because if you overbreathe, breathe in too deeply, it tickles your lungs almost and it causes you to cough, and then your coughing causes coughs. It's just one big cough session. It's ridiculous. I hate it, and I've learned to live with it and cope with it. And again, it could be much worse. It could be a terminal disease of some sort, which I'm very thankful I do not have. So I'm trying to sneak around here, and obviously with this skill cannon in my hand, I'm not doing any sneaking, and apparently you can't shoot through the wheelbarrow there. And keep trying to move on, and there's a ton of red dots back here, so I'm trying to get to the action, but I've got to play Jump Simulator 2013 because I just can't get over things. And as you can see, point blank, the shorty just rocks people. It one-shots people in the chest, point blank, and you can't be mad at that. So this is the clusterfuck point of the map. Everybody fights over the caves. I had this massive plan to jump the dirt bike over. I forgot to put C4 on it, or just let the dirt bike kill people. Obviously, that didn't work out, but I will be trying that again because I think that plan has potential here. And as you can see, it's all about burst firing, and these are straight up kills. And as you can see, there are so many guys back here. It'd have been nice to have an LMG right here because, one, the reloading, number two, the suppression that LMGs cause is pretty ridiculous. And now I see in the mini map there are guys behind me, and it's not just one, it's a whole bunch of bad guys. So we're literally getting pinched in this round. I pretty much stayed off of D because that happens, and this is that netcode. I want to showcase this.
What?
Definitely lit that guy up. He probably did the same to me, and the nade kills me. So I usually work the outside of the map because, again, that D area is just so ridiculous. It's nuts. There are so many caves and side cuts. It is a back rager's dream, but the problem is you run through there, shoot a bunch of guys in the back, you're probably going to get shot in the back almost instantly because people are pouring in from every single angle. I'd almost rather concede the middle to them, work the outer ring with the help of a good transport pilot who could position well and stay alive. The goal of the transport pilot, a good pilot, tries to stay alive and position well and stay alert to the main threat, which is their transport chopper, which those miniguns on the side can shred the other chopper. So I'm trying to kind of cover for my team that's going down on the point because the enemy spawns around the outside edge. They don't spawn in the middle there. On most of these points, they're on the outside of the burn, so they have to come to you. So it's nice to have some eyes on the outside looking in, and that was a bad angle that I just got myself killed. So here's another example, working my way out, and these are some nice little cover spots, but it's a pretty nasty kill zone because all that stuff catches grenades, and you'll see me in a second, I think, chuck a nade, and look at all that spam that's just kind of hitting. And there's me struggling with the lead again with the suppressor. You got to put it just a little bit more in front of them and make sure you're bursting properly. You don't want to waste that ammo with that many people around. The good news with the suppressors, I do not show up on the mini-map, and that is great for this map because there's so much foliage and hiding spots. It's absolutely unbelievable. You can be extremely sneaky and efficient on this map with the suppressor. Try to not shoot at everything that moves unless you think you can finish the kill, because if you can't finish the kill and they're off in a little distance, they're definitely going to have the heads up and they're definitely going to have the advantage, especially if they can sit on a health pack for a couple split seconds, because again, they're not going to have the drop issues. They're not going to have the lead issues compared to you with your suppressor. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of Bush Wookie Wednesday. I am feeling much better. We will be returning next week. I might even feature some bolt action with the guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. If you guys enjoyed this, don't forget about the old thumbs up. And Colonel X matches up really nice with my name. I think I'll keep it for at least a couple more minutes. We'll see you guys soon.